It just, ugh. Hi everybody, I'm Catherine and I am here today with a review for The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. So this is one of those classic books that always seems to make it onto like top 100 lists and stuff like the BBC puts out. And I've never read it before, but I saw that they had it on audio and they had it on ebook through my online library. So I decided to give it a go. It seemed really short. The audiobook was only like a couple hours long at most. And the physical book itself was also really tiny. So I was like, you know what? I can crack this out probably like in one sitting, one night. I'll read it. I can say I have read it and I can see what all the fuss is about. And I don't get it at all. So this is one of those books that I have definitely been thinking about since I finished reading it. And I can see why people still very much relate to it. They love it. It's still a classic in a lot of people's eyes. But I just, The entire time I was reading it, I was just meh feeling about it. And I know I'm probably in the minority. A lot of people have this as their favorite book. It's one that they go to when they need like a pick-me-up or they need some inspiration and everything. The writing was really well done. The story was really good, but I didn't care about the characters at all. At all. I didn't like the nicknames or the actual names that the characters had, like Pony Boy as like a legit name. His poor parents, like what was wrong with them that they named their child Pony Boy or Soda Pop? Like, no. I did see with this book where it has affected a lot of more modern works. Specifically, I saw a lot of The Outsiders when I reflected back on watching movies like Crybaby with Johnny Depp. Love that movie. And even in Veronica Mars, which I adore that TV show. I love the books, I love the movie, and I definitely see where it is very much steeped in The Outsiders with, you know, the 09ers and the non-09ers and the animosity between the two. But as much as I can see that and as much as I can appreciate it, I just didn't like the book. Like, I thought it was dumb. Not the book itself, but the characters. And like, you know how when you're reading a book, you kind of like see it as a movie in your head? I thought they were so dumb. I was like, seriously? Can you not think for yourself? You are a smart kid. And yet you're doing all of this? Like, why? Why? And I don't think I could get around the mental mindset of that. And that's why I didn't enjoy it as much. I think a lot of this book is summed up in Pony Boy's oldest brother. I believe his name was Derry. I could be getting him mixed up with someone. Again, it's the names. The names are just, yeah. Anyway, there was one thing that really stuck out to me while I was reading this, and it was the scene where they were doing a rumble, the socks, or like the social people, the like preppy kids, against the greasers. And something that Pony Boy said was that his older brother, Derry, for all intents and purposes, could easily be a sock. Like, he plays football, he would get good grades, he takes good care of his younger brothers because their parents have passed away. And the only reason that he is a greaser is because of loyalty and because of his brothers. And I thought that was possibly the dumbest reason for someone to do what they're doing. And yet at the same time, I really could appreciate the fact that Derry was like that, and I really admired the character for that. But that's like the whole of the book summed up for me in that one scene and that one line that Pony Boy says in his narrative. Right there. Like, right there. Like, I get it, but you're dumb. Basically. Like, I can't abide stupid people, and you're being incredibly stupid, even though I know you're more intelligent than this. I did like the way that Ponyboy's character developed throughout the book. He became a lot more insightful to how the world really was around him and how people could be different than the labels that you stick onto them. And as horrible as it was, I liked how the tragedy affected him in that it made him grow more as an actual character and as a person within the book. And it made him kind of, you know, realize a lot about the world. It was a very hard lesson, but I think it was one that he definitely needed to have. And the way that it was done, as tragic as it was done spectacularly. My favorite part about this book was possibly the ending, where Ponyboy basically is sitting down for an English assignment because, you know, he hasn't been doing his studies like he should be. He needs to do this assignment, and he basically starts writing the book. And I liked that. I liked the fact that the entire book is written in Ponyboy's perspective, in Ponyboy's voice, and it comes full circle. And I really, really enjoyed the fact that the author wrote it like that. It added so much more to the actual story at the very end than it could have any other time throughout the book, I think. It had more of an effect on me than pretty much any other thing that happened throughout the story, and I was a bit in awe when I read those last pages. The Outsiders is definitely one of those books that I would love to have in-depth conversations with someone about, specifically someone who loves it and takes more from it than I do. I might feel differently about the book if someone were able to explain more of like their perspective from it to me, but as it stands, I'm happy I read it. It was a good story. It was very timeless, even though it's set in the 50s. It's very timeless, and it's something that I can easily see as to why it has become a classic. I just didn't like it. That's, yeah, at all. You know, it's funny, I actually think I would have liked it more had I have read it in high school or in university and had those great big class discussions throughout the book as I was reading. I think that would have given me more scope on the entire story and taken a different stance on it than I did. But yeah. So I want to have conversations with people about this book. If you've read this book, let me know down below. I would love to hear what you thought of it. And yeah, I definitely want to try reading more of these classics that I didn't get to cover, specifically in high school. I found this is on like a lot of high school syllabi, but it wasn't on mine. So yeah, I generally liked a lot of my high school books, except The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz. I would burn that book in a heartbeat. I hated Duddy Kravitz. Ugh. Now, if you guys haven't already, head on over to the link down below, and I am doing a giveaway for this book specifically of Tonight the Streets Are Ours by Layla Sales, and you can enter to win this beauty and have it be your very own before it comes out in September. So go on down. All of my regulations and stipulations and rules and all of that jazz are listed in the down bar on that video. So not many people so far at the time of filming have entered, so your odds are still very good. And that is it for me. Yes. Apparently there is a sequel to The Outsiders where some of the characters, specifically Ponyboy, although he's going by his last name Curtis, come into play, and it's about the best friend of the guy who gets killed, like the social guy who gets killed, is in it. I would like to really read that, I think, and see how the story continues afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, until next time, guys, as always, happy reading.